Few sauces feel as luxurious or as intimidating as Hollandaise. Today, we are making this classic French mother sauce. Silky, buttery, delicately tangy, and indulgent without feeling heavy. No fears, no shortcuts, just technique and control. Let's get into it. Hollandaise isn't thickened with a roux or a reduction like other sauces. It's thickened through emulsification. So what is an emulsion, you may ask? An emulsion is a mixture of fat and liquid that normally wouldn't combine. But, with enough movement and the right conditions, one is dispersed into the other as tiny droplets, creating thickness and stability. There are two types of emulsions. Temporary emulsions, like vinaigrette, made from oil and vinegar, that come together briefly but separate over time. And stable emulsions, like mayonnaise or hollandaise, where an emulsifier, in this case egg yolks, holds everything together. Emulsions can also be cold or warm. Cold emulsions, like vinaigrette or mayonnaise, are made without heat and rely mostly on mixing. On the other hand, warm emulsions, like Hollandaise, are built gently over heat, which helps the sauce come together, but can just as easily cause it to break if you push it too far. In our case, Hollandaise is a warm, stable emulsion where the butter is the fat agent and the egg yolks and acid reduction play the part of the liquid. We'll start with the vinegar reduction. This is the classic approach to Hollandaise. Though, you can make a perfectly good version by adding about a tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice with some water directly into the yolks, without reducing it. For the reduction, combine in a small pan about 30 ml of white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar, 30 ml of water, about half a teaspoon of whole or crushed black peppercorns, and one small shallot finely minced, about 15 to 20 grams, but also completely optional. Bring everything up to a boil and reduce it until almost dry. You're looking for about 15 ml, roughly 1 tablespoon of liquid left. It should feel slightly thick, almost syrupy. While the liquid is reducing, we're gonna separate the eggs. The eggs have two parts, the yolks and the whites. Today, we're just gonna need the yolks, so keep the whites in the fridge for another dish. To crack the eggs open, always hit one egg against the other or bump it in a flat surface. Never use the edge of the bowl, or else the shell will shatter into the egg. This reduction adds brightness and balance, cutting through the richness of the sauce. Strain it and let it cool slightly. Now for the butter. While you're making the Sabayon, start melting your butter gently. I'm using about 250 grams here. For a classic Hollandaise, we use clarified butter. Warm, but not too hot. Remember, butter that's too hot will break the sauce. Too cold and it won't emulsify properly. Clarified butter is the traditional way to do it. But if you don't want to waste the other parts of the butter, using it whole will still give you great results. Add the reduction to 3 egg yolks in a heat-proof bowl. Place the bowl over a pot of gently simmering water. This is called a Bain-Marie or a double boiler system. The water should never boil. Steam should be more than enough to heat the bowl. Start whisking continuously. At first, the yolks will be loose. But as they warm up, they'll thicken, become pale, and increase in volume. When the whisk leaves trails that slowly disappear, or when you can draw a figure 8 without the flow breaking, you've reached the correct consistency. This is called the ribbon stage. It might take a little bit. The yolks are gently cooked and stable. This mixture is now called a Sabayon. Remove it from the heat. You won't need it anymore. Start adding the butter drop by drop, whisking constantly. Once the sauce thickens, you can increase to a slow, steady stream, or work in small batches. The key here is to fully incorporate and emulsify the butter before adding more, every single time. If the sauce gets too thick, whisk in a few tablespoons of warm water to loosen it. This balance between fat and water keeps the emulsion stable. You don't need to use every single drop of butter that you've just melted. If you used most of it and you're happy with the consistency, it's good to go. Season it with some salt, pepper and lemon juice if you haven't added any yet. Finish it with a pinch of cayenne. Optional, but adds a great little kick and another layer of flavor. The texture should be smooth, glossy and thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. If you like it slightly thicker like I do, that's totally fair. Hollandaise is the base for several classic sauces, like Béarnaise with tarragon and shallots, Maltaise with some blood orange, or Charon with tomato. It's traditionally served with eggs Benedict or royale like this one, asparagus, fish, and poached or grilled vegetables. Anywhere richness and acidity needs to meet. You'll know the sauce has split when it starts feeling looser and you can see a clear separation between fat and liquid. If your sauce breaks, one method is to whisk a tablespoon of hot, not boiling, water in a clean bowl, then slowly whisk the broken sauce into it. Another option is to start with a fresh egg yolk and a bit of warm water, and slowly again incorporate the broken sauce into that. If the sauce thickens too much, just add a splash of warm water. Hollandaise doesn't store well at all. It's best served fresh. If you need to hold it, keep it warm for no more than 2 hours, around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius or 95 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's Hollandaise. Delicate, elegant, and all about control. Master this and you've tackled one of the more challenging mother sauces. A foundation that opens the door to countless dishes and techniques. If this helped, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more kitchen fundamentals done right. Until next time!